right, welcome and thank you so much for joining us on another edition of Spring Trend. We appreciate your time every time. My name is EVELYN, OHIOLEI, and this is where we talk about everything trending. What's trending, who's trending, why they are trending, and what you and I, maybe not I, but then what people are saying on social media about the situation. And of course, Femi Ojo is here to help with some analysis. Welcome, Femi.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How are you enjoying this heat?
Does anybody enjoy heat? we are surviving.
That's to tell you that Nigerians are insatiable because, you know, we had the Harmattan. People were complaining about the Harmattan. Too much cold.
A bit of here and there.
And we decided to switch things up.
Nature switched things up. Are we the one who switched
We brought the heat. You can never tell.
Right.
Well, then, ensure to stay hydrated. We had a conversation, you know, to a professional earlier, and he advised that just ensure to drink water and stay on the shed.
And mind your business.
And mind your business, yeah, very quickly. But definitely, if you see someone who is in distress, please ensure
that's not minding
don't mind your business.
Be helpful.
Be in that person's business.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take our very first story for today, and we had the Minister of State for Youth Development speaking on issues. That's in the person of OHIOLEI Olawande, saying that President Tinubu is ensuring an enabling environment so that people that have gone outside of the country, people that have jackpot, you know the word, will come back and live a normal life. That's his word now, speaking word for word. He said the jackpot syndrome is good only when people invest in something and then come back to the country to develop and create employment. And you wonder if those people outside of the country are not living a normal life. I mean, with his word here. But then let's see what Nigerians are saying on social media. At Daniel Rega says, Tinubu should work to ensure that Nigerians living in Nigeria are thriving first. There are no available jobs. Insecurity is a big problem. Cost of living is high. And to make matters worse, social amenities is a zero. We have bigger issues here, but it's youth abroad that is concerned. And at AAI_Austin says, this sounds more like a threat considering the current state of affairs. People will naturally gravitate to where they will prosper. You do not have to force it. At Cal Onovo says, come back to a country that doesn't have at least 5 hours of light every day. Come back to a country whose currency is approaching Zimbabwean currency. The list is long, but let's start with the person saying this. Where are your kids? Are they schooling in this country? And at Oladapo Mikiwan says, this one is serious. Someone that have removed, all right, Nigerians, I'm curious. So it says someone that have not removed the sticker on his lens. If you can see the picture of the minister there, if directors can actually take it back, you will see, you know, if you can zoom in, you will see the Lacoste. Lacoste on that, you know, on his glasses, but that's just cruise anyways. Femi, what do you think? By the way, you have your own sticker of your own glasses.
Let me start.
So you can see
there
clearly.
are some of these lenses that it might not be a sticker. It might be imprinted on the lens, but that's just part of it. But then for Minister Olawande, the Minister of State for Youth or thereabout, is, you know, he has to speak for the government in which he is serving. Okay. So he's doing his work. But then if that's the reality of the nation is another thing, saying the government is working and in Nigeria, the nation will so prosper that even the people, the plan is to have people that have japa to
come back.
To japada.
Yeah.
You know, these are the issues. If that will happen during this administration, it depends on what they do. It's not by wishes. You know, people must see that they have something better. People will only go for something better. Yeah. Even if it is painful, then there is a hope, a prospect to say, okay, let's go back here. You know, these are the issues. But then, you know, I like to tell him, Mr. Olawande, there's something called table manners. It's that when you are eating, who they eat, no, they talk.
Okay. So what does that mean?
He will get my memo. He's talking. Okay. He's eating. So he should stop talking. He should only talk when he has something to say, you know, that has to do with the people. But if this kind of gaslighting is what he wants to keep doing, you know, he should just focus on the food that he's eating so that it doesn't choke.
But I mean, it's an administration of renewed hope, and the president, I mean, its ministers are trying to give hope to the people. And this particular statement is like giving hope to them.
You just don't say hope. They have been telling us about hope
So you
want
just
to
give
see the whole, but these are the issues. We stop telling us you campaign during the campaign season, you know, told us what you are going to do.
Yeah.
Now show us the workings. No wuru to the answer.
All right, Minister Olawande, that people are saying we do not want you to talk about hope. Give us hope that you actually campaign with. Okay, let's move to our second story for today. Our second story, you know, talking about issues, the economic hardship in the country. There is, you know, we've had different situations where people were actually fainting, slumping, you know, in marketplaces, on the roads, because they have not had food to eat. There was the case of a particular woman that actually slumped and said for 3 days straight she hadn't had anything to eat. She has just been drinking water because the little she had to, you know, ensure that our kids eat first. So that's a mother's love, if you ask me.
Motherly instinct.
Exactly. So recently we also saw another man, you know, go down, fainted at a point. And let's just see, do we have a video for that, Director? If we have that video, we can make it come on. Okay, so let's just see what Nigerians are saying to this thing. It says, man is offered some food after he reportedly collapsed due to exhaustion from acute hunger. I mean, hunger is now seen as a sickness. At Osai Victor 1 says, help anyone with the little you can. The majority of us made a mistake in the last election, but we are still one regardless, and we should help each other. And another one here from at I am Kolotaya says, he is not a madman now. Take him away from that dirty place first and turn off the camera so he can eat the food in peace, please. And lastly, at Ezel Bina Kevin says, if the camera was turned off, how would you have know that such is happening? So, you know, Nigerians always have counter arguments and counter arguments about everything. But Femi, what are your thoughts? People are really hungry at this time.
They are actually. And the reasons are not far-fetched. It's not possibly the lazy people you can tag as being lazy. They are the ones not having money. Hard-working people, you know, are making, you know, every effort to do what they do and get money. But it seems, and it appears, and it is what it is, that the purchasing power has dropped. Your 10,000 naira that can get you 5 items in the last, let's even say last 1 month. You don't have to go to May 29. Last 1 month can hardly get you the same items with the same, you know, quantity, half of that measure.
Yeah, true.
These are the issues. If you want to buy those 5 items, you can't get the same measure again, maybe half of those measures. And these are the issues. Okay, let's say the most staple food, if we are going to use that, is gari around here. Now, gari used to sell around 450, 500, 600, just like a month ago. As at this money is 1,000, 1,002, depending on where you are buying. That means you have to work at twice as hard for you to afford that. Yeah, these are the issues. And by the way, let's help ourselves, just like we talked about it. But then you don't have to put camera. You know, and for that, you have to put camera on people's faces if it's highly unnecessary for you to do that. You are trying to give somebody food, you put camera on their face. Somebody is saying, if somebody has not, you know, videoed it or recorded it, how would we know? Possibly we don't really have to know. The most important person or people in that particular event is the person that have been helped and the people that have helped him. So it should really stay that way. You don't, when you are giving help to people, please do it with dignity. There's a way you offer help to people. It looks ridiculous, but there's a way you can offer that help with dignity and you look away. Except maybe there is reason for you to give account.
Maybe it's an organized giving.
For you to, for record or for account purposes, no reason to put camera on people's faces to show that you are working. And let me say this as well. If anybody is extending a hand of help to you, no matter how little at this time, please appreciate. Because I've seen Nigerians that are entitled. They feel this guy is driving 2 cars. Why can't he give me 1,000 naira? Now your money.
You didn't work for it.
Yeah. Anything that anybody is offering you at this time, please be grateful.
Appreciate you. Yes. And one last, you know, reaction that I consider funny, hilarious. I mean, this is pure cruise. And it's funny that his name is at Pure Stanley 1. He says, the other day, a woman fainted. She was offered Gary salt and palm kernel. Moral of the story, choose your fainting location wisely and make sure you faint on a fertile ground.
Okay.
People will always make, I mean, Nigerians are so creative. They will always bring out, you know, humor out of every serious situation. But definitely it's not a funny situation, but then we just hope that this phase will pass and people will have enough to eat. All right, let's move on to our next story for today. How much is cement, a bag of cement, a 50 kg bag of cement selling in your area?
Right.
People have come out to say 10,000, 12,000. In fact, I heard in some locations 13,000. And a lot of people are saying, if you want to build a house at this time, you have to really think twice because it's not funny. Let's see. Federal government has, however, threatened to open border for cement importation if Nigerian cement manufacturers refuse to play ball on cement price reduction in the country. Of course, we heard that the federal government is having talks with this manufacturers. We had the Minister of Works, David Umahi, and also the Minister of Trade, Investment was in that meeting saying they should reduce the price of a 50 kg bag of cement to between 7,000 naira and 8,000 naira because the people are really complaining. But then let's see what Nigerians are saying on social media. At Wali_KZ says, the border should be opened in the interest of millions of citizens and not seeking approval from manufacturers that only care about their own pockets. And OZ says they should also open the border for food. And this Alex Zikographer Global Foundation says they are not supposed to threaten, but to immediately open the border of cement to come in, as it will help to force down price, since there will be healthy competition between local manufacturer and imported products. Your thoughts, Femi?
Yeah, I think when you talk about organized private sector, the manufacturers are one. And so it's not like the minister, on behalf of the federal government, we just go to the market and then say, please crash your prices, or we're opening the borders. There are ripple effects to this thing. We are talking about a country. This is not Banana Republic now. But I think it's becoming like too little, too late. What were they looking at? My issues with government handlers is, do they have to wait till things go extreme?
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
the question.
Before they take action.
They're not being
Whatever
proactive.
is making your people comfortable, immediately get to it. People doesn't really have to be collapsing and dropping dead on the road before you know that the hunger, you know, is rife among people. Now they are even deflecting. It's opposition that is causing this. Is people that have lost the election that is making it to, that is sabotaging the effort. Is people that are enemies of Nigeria that is making it to look like things are bad. You know, like like a month ago, the insecurity situation in the FCT and its environs, you know, became deteriorated, and people were being abducted here and there. You could see the minister, while he was reacting, as yes and we can say, is being, you know, being blown out of proportion. Just few isolated cases, people's lives. You are timing it to be isolated cases. Trivializing it that is not that bad. You know, if we are to be his daughter, his son, mine, yours, will we be trivializing these are the issues? Talking about cement right now, this is an essential part of construction. Either a building, either roads, either houses, even small kiosks. You have to concrete, you know, make it concrete. And these are the issues. Now, I learned of a situation, and I said it was yesterday on a program, to say there's a building project going on around somewhere, in my church to be precise, and the pastor was addressing the church on Sunday and say, in the last 1 month, that not even the main building, just construction of blocks, molding of blocks, to say he has bought, you know, cement at 7 different prices.
In the last 1 month?
In the last 1 month. And as at last Sunday, the last one he bought was 12,000 naira. So if there would be, whatever the government needs to do, and this issue of threatening, I'm not sure that's the right word. They should just, they had a meeting, and I think the manufacturers gave their reasons as well. They gave you know, conditions to say, if this is going to be this way, this is what we have to do. But there's this allegation that has not really gone down. Is the fact that there are some persons who said our neighbors, West African neighbors, are buying it at
cheaper,
reduced or cheaper price. So what is happening? And they have fingered some of these big manufacturers to say, why do you sell it lesser at the other side of the border when, when you convert it to Naira? And, nobody has really, held that in to say, okay, let's see how this thing goes. But whatever we are doing at this time right now, whatever the people need to do, they should do it. The handlers of the government should do it. We are going to threaten them. And I wonder the reason for the threat, by the way. Just do what you have to do. That's one of my grounds with handlers of the government. They come out to say, oh, somebody is stealing. We are going to punish them all.
Just catch the thief already.
Just teach. Why are you telling us? And they keep telling and telling and telling, and nothing will happen. I wonder, people that do contracts right now, bidding contracts, and you've agreed some
you have made your quotation, you've sent in your quote.
And all of a sudden, this thing, although there are something called contract review, but it depends on the kind of, these are the issues.
All right, so we move to our next and final story for this morning that I actually find disturbing. The other time Femi was talking about keeping off or putting away your cameras, and we won't be able to take the video of this particular story because of what it contains, but then I'll just make a vivid description of what the video looks like. So a lady goes into a bank, Femi, and she's dressed half naked. I mean, she's putting on a top that you can consider a dress top, kinda, and this dress is not even below her butt. And a guy brings out his camera to take video to say, look at what this lady is wearing to the bank. Why would you wear this kind of clothes, for God's sake? Because at the time she wanted to actually bend over to write, you could actually see our underwears. You could see our underwear. So there have been reactions and counter reactions on social media talking about the guy being in the wrong because he has no right to invade our privacy by actually taking that pictures. And also there are counter arguments that no, this lady wore this kind of clothes to a public space. It's a public space, so anyone can do anything. But I'll definitely have your opinion on that. Let me just take what people are saying on social media. Of course, man laments over a lady's choice of outfit to the bank. According to the social media user, the lady was almost naked. He further said, Nigeria don't scatter. But let's see what people are saying. Lovable_Mary says, why dress in this manner to an official place? I blame the security for allowing her in. Okay, and we have another one here at Ozzy's Delight saying, you're all saying respect her privacy. She put her privacy out there for the world to see, so it's no longer private. How do you even dress like that to a bank? And the next statement, the next reaction I'm going to be taking at MC Monica FRN says she wants to withdraw her sins. Nigerians. Okay, and lastly, on this particular story, FineGirl.joy on IG says, they say do not judge a book by its cover. And I say maybe you should. People should work on their cover. We have so much to do. We cannot be going about reading every book. Work on your cover. Femi.
For this person, the cover is blown already. That is if actually she has any cover, especially from my waistline down below. Let's just call it what it is. It's a bad dressing. You're coming to a public space. The thing is, you should even respect other people as well. These are the issues. Somebody said the security should not have allowed. I'm not sure the security has power over that.
She's a customer. She's an adult.
Client, so she can do that. But being adult, let's speak about being adult. Being adult should confer some sense into people. Why are you called adult? It's because you can take rational decisions. That's why you're not addressed as a baby, right? And so there are some things that are, there are some clothing that are fit for a particular occasion or event or place. You're coming to a bank, you're dressed like somebody in your home, or going to at a leisure place in which these things are, if it's at a beach, nobody will frown at that. Possibly at a club, nightclub, nobody will frown at that. You're having a good time in your home, in your compound, nobody will frown at that. But at a public space, that particular video, unfortunately, we couldn't show it. The lady in question doesn't even need to bend before you can see things that you didn't subscribe for. These are the issues, and
But
I
what do
think
you
we
have
need
to say
to
to
do
people
better.
that actually say, it's my body, I mean, I can wear whatever makes me comfortable. If it makes me comfortable, I can wear it.
If you're seeking for my own opinion, for what the Holy Book says, let your moderation be known to all men. Be beautiful. Be confident in your skin.
Yes.
For body positivity, but there are lines.
There are lines.
There are lines. This is what makes us adults, for God's sake. You don't have to be embarrassing. You know, you don't have to work and people will leave whatever they are doing, not really for the attention to cast aspersion on you. Yeah, it's your body, right? But let's do what is proper. You are an adult, for God's sake. These are the issues.
All right, and we are at a time that, you know, the Gen Zs will say, you cannot tell me what to do. Putting it in Nigerian pidgin, nobody you go tell me what I want to do. All right, and that's a very good place to leave the conversation on Spring Trends for today. Thank you so much, Femi Ojo, for coming on board.
Always my pleasure.
And to you, our esteemed, valued viewers, and listeners, thank you so much for being part of our world. We make a return tomorrow for another interesting edition of Spring Trends. Until then, have for yourself a good and productive day. My name is EVELYN. OHIOLEI. Bye-bye.
Bye.